What is going on, Panthers fans? Welcome back to another episode of MIA or Miami in Action. Of course, as you've gotten to know, my name is Cliff, and today in this episode, we're going to be talking about the Panthers' hire of the new head coach, Paul Maurice, announced today, June 22nd, and so far, I'm really kind of seeing a lot of mixed reviews on this hire. I got to be honest with you. Paul Maurice, just to kind of bring up his stats one more time, he is somebody who's coached in the league for 24 years. He is 55 years old. So 24 years, 55. He's got a lot of experience for a much younger for his age, really. Now, of course, as we can see here as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, been in the playoffs 9 times out of those 24 years. His best year coming in 2017 with 52 wins and 20 losses for 114 points. The only thing that really kind of sticks out of the resume is losing in the Stanley Cup Finals in 2001, 2002 to Detroit. That's about as far as he went. And since then, lost in the second round, lost in the first round, lost in the conference finals. But one thing to note, other than the last year, he has made the last 4 seasons as in the playoffs. I think that we really kind of focused on, just really that experience, right? You got to think about Andrew Burnette, really just kind of took over a team that was already kind of set up. And you could definitely tell that the Panthers' game plan was to, have the ship continue to sail and not mess with anything in the middle of the season due to the fact that they were having such a great season. And I really think that, what it really came down to is coaching in the playoffs and the adjustments that need to get made. And I think that, with this hire of Paul Maurice, you get that experience, right? And a lot of people are saying his playoff experience and his overall record and stuff like that, but he's brought multiple teams to the playoffs. I think that there's been a lot of mixed signals, okay, and people are questioning Bill Zito's move. People are questioning his playoff experience, and my only question to all this is that what do you expect, right? Do you expect Andrew Burnette to learn on the job and make mistakes and potentially tweak that system? Or do you have a coach that has a lot of experience and, could potentially make the right moves when needed, especially when you start to get into the playoffs, and at least understands and knows what a playoff team really kind of looks like? That's something that I really think that you have to kind of weigh in there, and it's not the sexy pick, right? The sexy pick was Barry Trotz, right? Let's keep it simple there. But, what exactly, to the people who are against this hire, and maybe, well, first off, to the people who are against this hire, who were you expecting? Right? Who were you expecting? Were you expecting Barry Trotz? Because, of course, obviously that would have been the Grand Slam hire, right? But who were you expecting? And if you were expecting Brunette, what can you say that gave Brunette, like, that Brunette actually had a kind of a say-so in? What can you say to all that? The regular season, I mean, he's taking a system that wasn't his and just continued to ship and really had to make no adjustments because we were blowing teams out 5-1, 6-2, 7-3. Like, we're blowing teams out. So, obviously there's not really much adjustment made or needed to be made. But when it came to the playoffs, we were not ready. We were not ready. And if it wasn't for Carter Verhaeghe in the first round, we would have never made it past the first round. Not fixing the power play when you were the power play head coach. There really wasn't too many things that he did other than just continue to make sure the team didn't fall off the wagon. So if you were expecting Andrew Burnette, yes, did we win, and get 120 points last season? 100%. But at the end of the day, the coaching side of it wasn't there. Slow starts never fixed that problem. Power play never fixed that problem. So, of course, yes, I would have loved to have Barry Trotz. Obviously, I think that he would have definitely been the Grand Slam pick, but you got to respect the experience with this hire, okay? Making the playoffs the last 4 years, making it to the finals. The only downside you can say to this hire is that the team is going to have to learn a whole nother system, which is very unfortunate, right? That's something that's always kind of been our kryptonite is a Barkov, a Huberdeau, people like that have to learn a complete new system and prioritize, different aspects of the game. That would be the one downside that I would give the Andrew Burnette fans credit. But at the end of the day, you have to admire the 24 years of experience, and that's what this team was missing. This team was missing the experience. And we are not in a window that Andrew Burnette can learn how to be a head coach as he's a head coach. And while I understand that he probably learned a lot in this playoffs and will learn a lot in the offseason, one of the biggest things that you got to think about in this situation is we had a great regular season, right? And that's what everybody will talk about with Andrew Burnette. Okay, but regular seasons, as we can clearly see, scoring 300-something goals and like the fourth most goals ever in the NHL season clearly doesn't matter, right? We got blown out against Tampa. So what does it take? It takes a drastic situation like this to where we hire somebody who has experience, put it together with the team that we have and continue needing to build. And this is what teams have to do in order to get over the hump, okay? And one of the examples I will give is the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Ben Bishop goalie situation, right? Ben Bishop was a solid goalie for Tampa Bay, and people thought that Tampa was crazy for letting Ben Bishop go and took what in their mind probably wasn't a risk, but to everybody else's mind was a risk in Velasquez being the starting goalie. And now look at it. Now it's paid off, right? It's paid off. It's a risk that everybody looks back at now and is like, bro, no brainer. And guess what? I think what Panther fans have to remember is that we've had the best couple years, these last couple years, under Bill Zito, better than most other years we've ever had. And I think that Panther fans have to understand that we have to trust Bill Zito and the decisions that he's made, because he's got us to the point that we're at now, okay? And while, yes, I understand that a lot of the players were here before that, but, taking the team that we had, making the moves, seeing the bigger picture, right? Not changing the head coach last season, letting that play out, while, of course, it didn't work out, going all in the trade deadline. You have to trust Bill Zito here. You have to trust Bill Zito. And you have to understand that while we don't have the best experienced coach in the sense of like winning pedigree and different things like that, what we do have is a younger coach with the amount of head coaching experience he has, understanding that he does make the playoffs and will definitely know when he needs to make moves in order to see things play through. So I think Panthers fans all over Twitter and all over other various platforms, honestly, we need to take a step back. We need to chill. We need to take a step back. I think the bigger issue is our cap space. That's the bigger issue. The biggest issue isn't the head coach, okay? The bigger issue is the cap space and potentially moving Bobrovsky to alleviate some of this cap space so we can sign a Ben Sherratt, or we can sign a Claude Giroux, or we can sign some of the various other free agencies. So I think that for the diehard Panther fans, I think we're looking at this all wrong. I personally think this is a good hire. I really do. I think this, like I said, Barry Trotz is 100% the top pick. That would have been the sexy pick. That would have been the overall, everybody would agree that would have been the highlight pick. But you know what? That isn't what we got. And, we have to, Panther fans need to trust Bill Zito. I definitely think that he has made the team look miles better than they have in the last 15 years, in the last 2 years. And, experience does mean something. With that being said, I would love to hear your guys' feedback on this pick, on this pickup with the head coach. Leave a comment, drop a like. If you're listening to this on other platforms, come over to Instagram, come over to YouTube. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think on this pick. Let me know who you would have hoped for if not this pick. And if this wasn't your pick, why? I want to hear all sides of this. I want to hear the negatives, the goods, the bads, the all in between. But from personal vision and experience and what I see, this isn't a bad pick. And I think Panther fans, I think we got a little taste of what a good team looks like. I think we need to appreciate that. And I think that, we're not the Tampa Bay Lightning here, unfortunately. We don't have that winning pedigree year in and year out yet. Okay, so, but at the same time, I do believe that you have to take these calculated risks to where we have the team. We need a more experienced coach, and ultimately the hope is that the glue will glue this together and take it further than whatever happens. And also too, if that's what happens, people look back and be like, oh my God, this was a no freaking brainer, and you're just looking at the surface right now. And, the surface, yes, the surface is in 24 years, he's made about eight seasons in the postseason. He's got a Stanley Cup Finals loss to Detroit back in 2002. But he's a coach that's gotten there. And you also have to take into consideration, like, what did the teams he coached look like? Right? Did he have a solid GM? Did he have solid players year in and year out? Right? That's going to be most of the factor there. Okay? Andrew Burnette, if you put Andrew Burnette with a mediocre team, Andrew Burnette is not getting anywhere near a first place or a President's Trophy. Nowhere near. And on top of that, clearly can't make the decisions in the playoffs, okay? And it's not all his fault, okay? But that's what you sign up for, right? You take on the interim tag and you understand there's a potential to be the head coach, and you got to make the adjustments. And if you don't, you don't. So really curious to kind of hear everybody's comments. Come hang out with us on Instagram as well too. Miami.inaction on Instagram. We've been gaining followers, and I appreciate all the subscribers, by the way. I think we're up to like 4 subscribers, which is honestly amazing. I appreciate you all. Just wanted to kind of show you all here. But yeah, so Miami in action. We're at 12 followers right now. Come drop by, say what's up. Appreciate all the supports. Appreciate all the subscribers. Panthers fans, we gotta trust Bill Zito. All right, give it some time. Let me know what you think, though. And this is Cliff. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Later.